28 minutes past the hour. Is this an Obamacare shakedown? Why some Republicans are slamming reports that Kathleen Sebelius might be soliciting private donations to promote the health care law. We'll look at that.
Thanks, Bill. New concerns that Health and Human Services Secretary Kathleen Sebelius may still be soliciting private donations to help promote Obamacare. News of the fundraising efforts broke last May, sparking outcry from Republicans who called it an unethical shakedown. Byron York is the chief political correspondent for the Washington Examiner and a Fox News contributor. Byron, good morning.
Good morning, Jamie.
These new revelations are interesting, and they came about from a Freedom of Information Act petition, essentially, that was put forward by your publication, the Washington Examiner. You got your hands on some emails. How damaging are they to the Secretary, Sebelius?
Well, they appear to show that the Department of Health and Human Services may still be asking for private contributions to fund the rollout and promotion of Obamacare. If you go back, the original problem is the original Affordable Care Act did not provide for enough money to implement Obamacare, even if it went well, and it hasn't gone well. And so we learned last year that HHS was soliciting some outside groups for money, and now the Washington Examiner's Susan Crabtree asked Kathleen Sebelius' office, are you still doing that? And they will not answer the question. So some of these emails are with groups like H&R Block, the tax preparation company that stands to really do a lot more business under Obamacare, and it's not clear what kind of money is changing hands here.
Well, let me ask you about another one specifically that came up when I researched this. You know, the fact is that the money that's coming in from private organizations is pretty big, including, for example, from a nonprofit, the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, that happens to own $1 billion in stock from Johnson & Johnson, which comes under, of course, the FDA, which comes under Health and Human Services. Is it the conflict that is the problem, that they're taking money, a federal agency taking money from a private organization roundabout through this not-for-profit? Is it illegal for them to do so?
Yeah, there is actually a law called the Anti-Deficiency Act that prevents this sort of thing. And I think the problem is obvious. If a federal regulatory agency is asking a business that it regulates for money, I think the conflict is pretty obvious. The Robert Wood Johnson Foundation that you mentioned is the biggest, as far as we know, contributor. $14 million, and that's no small sum of money to do this. So, yes, there are laws that prevent this, and what we saw the last time this was in the news is that Republicans in the House, who control the House, issued a lot of questions to HHS, didn't feel like they were completely answered, and so we're going to see that all again. We're going to see Darrell Issa, perhaps other House Republicans ask more questions of HHS because it appears, and it kind of stands to reason, given all the problems we've had with the rollout,
well,
that they may still be asking for money.
For us, it's against the law. So hopefully your petition, to get answers, will move it forward. We'll check back with you, Byron. Thank you so much. Byron York from the Washington Examiner.